Well, welcome to our Facebook session. You know, you guys, I get together with you just about 2 minutes just before we start. Want to say big ups to all my girls out there who are always locked on. Glad to have you on the Carita Dee TV show tonight. Hey, as usual, we've got a fantastic show ready for you. I know that all of you are getting ready to lock on, so just go ahead, put your name, and don't forget to put where you are, whether you're in Antigua, Aruba, Grenada, Curacao, if you're in Trinidad and Tobago, if you're in Jamaica, Barbados, wherever you are, make sure that you put your country next to your name, okay? And of course, you're going to drop a line and say hi because we've got a special guest, some special guests here tonight. So go ahead and start putting your remarks right there, right away. I know you're out there waiting. You've been telling me that you've been waiting since I told you all about it. You've been waiting. I want to say big ups to the girl who was on with us just the other night, my girl Blank, we call her Blank, who was with us. She was in a really precarious position, and we've been helping her. You've been helping her. You've been putting your comments right there, and I appreciate you guys so very much. Don't forget, log on right now, put your name, put your country, and drop your remarks, okay? We're going to have a good time tonight, by the way. I know some of you are sitting back having your glass of Morby and your glass of thing. Okay, it's all right. Having some fun. You know how it is. So whether you have your fun or whatever you're doing right now, make sure you're doing it right here with me, Carita Dee. Hey, getting ready to start. So go get your friends. Call them. Tell them we're going to have a good time tonight. Getting ready.
The Lord has come to give you life more abundantly. He's come to heal your wounded soul and set your spirit free. Mother, sister, best friend or wife, the message is still the same. A girlfriend, get alive. Oh, girlfriend, get alive.
Well, welcome to the Carita Dee TV show. And of course, you know who I am. I'm Carita Dee. So glad to have you in the house with me. Hey, it's another great day that God has made, and we're going to have some joy up in the house tonight. As usual, we've got a great show lined up for you. And I want to make sure that all of you are here locked in, locked on, ready to do some business with me tonight. And of course, just to listen, as usual, as we share some knowledge with you. You know, in all you're getting, get understanding. And that's what we want to do tonight. Make sure you get some understanding, all right? For all the girls who are always on board with me, I just want to say hello. Love ya. Love to see my girls there. And if some of you are already coming on with me, I got Patrick Snare always on from Ottawa. Glad to have you out there, Patrick Snare. And of course, all the rest who are going to come on bit by bit. I know you're out there. You just take your time and come on with me. And do not forget to put your country. Okay, so we've got Rose Lord, who is there as well. And all of you are going to continue to come on because I've got a very special guest. Now, here it is for tonight. Sometimes along the way, as we talk about all of the various issues that we have, we bring the issues to the table and we help you to get past some of these issues. Sometimes we run into the transparency factor because you know that I am extremely transparent. I've been graced to be able to be transparent with my life. I've shared with you every issue of my life, from the abortion to everything. And I want to be able to do that to encourage you to come on board with me and share your experiences so that we can get to the next level. That's what this show is all about. So by having girlfriends come in with us tonight and talk with us, it gives us an opportunity to really come together as a community and really share on what is happening in our lives so that we can get to the next level. Sometimes I'll recommend that you go do something. Like tonight, I'm going to tell you, go do something so that you can get some more information, some more knowledge, so that you can get past that issue. Because believe it or not, some of us may not have domestic violence, like we talk about. Some of us may not have incest, like we talk about. Some of us may not have, but some of us may just want some money. Hello? Yeah. So we want to talk about all the various areas that we have issues in to help us to get to the next level. So I just want to say real quick, I just want to shout some of you out. And we got Tyler Bell, who says, hiya, logging in from Barbados. We've got Jeanette Mitchell, who says, hi, Teach. I'm logged on. We got Sharon Sandiford, who is also logged in from Barbados. Jeanette says, oops, I forgot Barbados. Yeah, girlfriend. I got also, I know out there, some of you are not logging in, but I got my girl from North Carolina. And she's out there in North Carolina. We got Joanne out there in Tallahassee, Florida. I know you guys are always locked on. Also, I've got my girls down there in Antigua. Glad to have you always on Locked On. Where else are you? I know you're going to come in slowly but surely. And I'm always glad to have you locked on. Now, can I share something with you before we get started? This is going to be a great show, so I want to make sure that you are right here with me every step of the way. Now, tonight, we are going to talk about something to do with leaders and this leadership thing that we got going on, because most of us want to be leaders, and we want to be better leaders in our community. We want to have some more money. We want to get to the point where we're really, really prospering. We want to get to the point where we can help other people. But unfortunately, a lot of us, especially here in the Caribbean, we are so inundated with just struggling and getting by that we don't feel the way that we know that God has made us to be. We want to really actually experience it, don't we? Yeah. I get you. So that's why tonight we're going to do some things that are really going to be a little different. And we want to encourage you to do something a little different this weekend. So I am bringing someone, I know I told you who it is already. I know you know. Okay, good. So I'm going to bring her on in just a moment so that she and I can talk about this thing so that we can really get to the next level. I know a lot of you are really, really sacrificing right now. Believe me, I know. You call me, you text me, you send me your messages. I got tons of messages, 200-300 in there sometimes. And I'm so glad when you do it because it means it gives me a better opportunity to be able to help you. So make sure right now tonight you call all your girlfriends. I'm just giving you an opportunity right now to get your girlfriends, call them on the phone, call 3 or 4 of them right now and tell them, come on, lock in, lock on, so that we can talk to our friends, we can talk to my girlfriends and really, really share some great knowledge. Sometimes when you have another girlfriend come in, and she brings some wisdom from another perspective, it's like an aha moment. You know, it's like a moment where you say, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Like, remember the other night we were talking about the hijackal, men who come in and hijack you, you know, and we were talking about that and it was like, wow, an epiphany moment. So we want to be able to do that with you tonight. So make sure you're calling your friends and just sharing so that we can have everybody on board tonight listening and really gaining the knowledge. Want to say big ups to Trudy King, who's locked on as well. Come on, girlfriends. I need to know that you're all on board tonight. I got the guys who are usually on board with me as well. I want to make sure that because we've got a very, very special guest tonight. I want to make sure that you are here. Yeah. Having some fun here tonight. Once again, don't forget to call in. If you've got the number is going to go up on the screen right there. It is 246-467-1046 in Barbados, and we got an 800 number right there that is toll-free throughout the entire Caribbean. So wherever you are in the Caribbean, and we're on in about 29, 30 countries throughout the Caribbean right now. We're also on in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. We're on in parts of Canada. Want to make sure that all of you who are watching tonight are really hearing and being empowered by this show. So I'm giving you an opportunity as you go about getting your stuff and just settling. I know how my girls do. They're just doing their ironing and they're getting the clothes ready for school tomorrow, and you're doing things and you're watching at the same time. I'm just giving you a few minutes to get yourself together so that we can really get into some power talk tonight. This is going to be the kind of talk that's going to change your life. And what's happening here this weekend is going to change your life even further. So we're kind of marrying them together tonight so that you will really get an opportunity to take yourself to the next level in one jump. Is everybody okay with that? Cool. Cool beans. So we're going to get ready to do it. Marcia, big ups to you. I know you came from Guyana and now you're in Barbados. So I'm glad to have all the Guyanese out there who are locked in and locked on with me tonight. Have big ups, much respect for my girls down in Guyana. Got much more respect also for my girls down in St. Vincent who are always locked on. Got a lot of guys out there in St. Vincent always locked on. Many of you are watching via CaribVision. Some of you are watching live on Facebook. Some of you are watching on CaribVision. Want to make sure that you're all there. St. Vincent, if you're there, hello. St. Lucia, if you're there, hello. Antigua. I cannot keep up with all of the countries because you're all watching. Dominica, wherever you're watching. I want to make sure that you're all there. So make sure that you're just seated right here. We are going to be bringing her back in just a moment. Hey, listen, I'm Carita Dee, and we're going to come back and talk to our very, very, very special guest coming right back in just a moment. Love you. Mwah. See you soon.
Sister,
Brothers and sisters, chocolate, down to dynamite. First on stage, we bring to you Golden Skankers. Run, run, run. Right now, it's all about unroll the Skankers.
Sister, best friend or wife, the message is still the same. A girlfriend get a life, oh, girlfriend get a life.
Glad to have you back in the house. And of course, you know what time it is. I've been telling you that I got a good girlfriend, and all my girlfriends are gathered around right now, and that's why I love y'all so bad, so bad. Love you bad. And we've got none other than the legendary gospel singer. Every last one of you know Ron Canoli. He needs no introduction. But we've got his wonderful, beautiful wife with me tonight. Here she is. Hello. Isn't she beautiful? Come on now. That's right. There she is. This is Miss is Ron Canoli. She's Diana Canoli.
Yes.
And so glad to have you in the house with me. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Such a blessing.
It really is.
So excited to be on Girlfriends Get Alike.
That's right.
we were just talking about how cool that is.
Yeah, it is
and
cool.
And how empowering that is as well.
Yes.
Because many times we need to really hear that.
Yes.
Girlfriend, get a life.
Get a life. That's right. And we've got Mary Lucy. Mary Lucy. Excuse me. Mary Lucy with me. And Mary Lucy is a friend. And she's here with you.
Yes. Mary Lucy is an amazing woman, a great woman, and really blessed to be collaborating with her on this program, this leadership conference, a day of leadership that we are putting together. And she brings so much insight from the work that she's done as a top leadership trainer in the nation of China.
China. Oh gosh. We
right?
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about where that is concerned. I wanted to first, before we get into the conference and things like that, I wanted to talk about our women. Because so many of us are struggling with issues that prevent us from becoming leaders and really assuming our rightful position. And a lot of us have, I know, I'm just going to put me out there. Okay. So that's what I do.
And we'll put ourselves out there too.
Right? I'm going to put myself out there. I know that life can throw you some curveballs.
For sure.
Okay? I've been there. I've done that. Even when I came back with the Lord, there were still issues in my life, still things that needed to be corrected. I needed areas that I needed help. That's why you go to a church and you get your pastor to preach at you, you know, on Sundays and Wednesdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays, because all of this stuff that you're carrying on the inside kind of needs to come up. And just when you think you get past something, something else is ready to be fixed. And we keep on getting, fixed throughout our entire lives. And so I try to bring that to the ladies, that don't feel bad that you haven't arrived. None of us have arrived. We all have issues.
By the time we arrive, we're 6 feet under.
That's some of us still haven't arrived then.
Right, yeah, for sure. But it is so amazing, and this year, if there's ever a year that we're supposed to get this conversation right, and when I say get it right, is really be clear about what our participation in the conversation is going to be.
Nice.
This is the year, because this is the year where we've seen women empowerment coming, coming alive, and where we're now beginning to see women begin to have their say and to literally stand in their truth. If we can begin to do that, right? And then be kind to ourselves. We put so much pressure on ourselves. Oh my goodness, so much pressure. And so it's been really important for me to be very clear on how I'm going to participate in this dialogue, right?
Yes.
Because here is something that I've noticed that I picked up, and it's not that somebody taught me, like no one taught me. We always feel like we've got to help everybody.
Yes.
But we don't help ourselves.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
And so the Father talked to me And he said, you need to be very clear what table you are at. Because not every table you are at is a table that you're supposed to be at. There is the infant's table, the toddler's table, the teenager's table, the young adult's table, and then there's that table where power moves and power decisions are made. And so being very clear on why you're sitting at a particular table is so key.
Tell me some more about that, because I'm excited about what you guys are doing, and we're going to talk some more about that and where you're going to be this weekend and all of that. But tell me about that table, because I myself sometimes I'm not sure if I go into certain settings, am I supposed to be at this table?
Right. So being very clear and knowing who has put you at that table. Because if somebody has put you at that table, is because in their own mind, that's where they see you. Or it might be because they want to prevent you from being on the table where you're supposed to be. Okay?
Yes.
So being very clear. So this year, I don't need to sit at every table.
Right.
So the next thing is also saying, at those tables where you want to sit at, right? If you are not welcome.
Say that again.
If you are not welcome,
yes,
please go and create a table and invite other people to it. You know?
Yes.
Invite other people to it, so because there is no limits
yes,
to what we can do anymore.
That's right.
We are our own limitation.
Right.
So if there is something that you really want to do, please go ahead and do it. And let's not wait for somebody to come save us. So the word says our gifts come without repentance.
That's right.
And our gifts will make room for us and bring us before great men or great platforms like we are at here.
Hey,
correct?
Hey.
Right? And so it is so important to be clear that one thing your gifts and talents and skills and abilities will not do for you is tell you how to behave when you're before these great platforms or great men. Will not tell you what you're supposed to do. That is your job.
Yes.
So let's go back and figure out what is it I am good at. And then let us really value what we are gifted with.
Right.
And in doing that, then absolutely welcome what someone else brings.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
And make room.
Right.
There's 7 billion people on the planet.
That's right.
And you're uniquely designed to serve this planet. So please go ahead and find out what your gifts are. That's the first thing.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I know many times we hide behind, or we have been taught,
yes,
or conditioned by society,
yes,
to say that maybe because I'm a wife, I'm a mother, that is my assignment.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But
it's kind of like we use that as a cover because we don't want to step out and really take ownership of some of the gifts that God has given us.
And also because we have learned that.
That's right.
That is learned behavior.
That's right. So we're gonna come back and talk about that learned behavior in just a moment.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Carita Dee. Stay here because we want to see what your platform is. Coming back in just a moment.
Sister, best friend or wife, the message is still the same. A girlfriend, get a life. Oh, girlfriend, get a life.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Keep a working flashlight and batteries available during the hurricane season.
He's had a UK Top 10 hit, co-wrote a UK Top 5 song, sold silver and platinum. He was in Jamaica recently working on new tracks. Let's meet a British R&B singer with Caribbean roots, Shaka.
Man down, baby wanna take my life. She don't wanna be no side. Born and raised musician, I only know music, and yeah, this sound and this culture.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Clear roads and clean up debris from surrounding areas.
Sister, best friend or wife, the message is still the same. A girlfriend get a life, oh, girlfriend get a life.
Well, you're back with me, Carita Dee. So glad to have you back in the house. And we've got none other than Mrs. Diana Cannoli here with us tonight. She is the wife of the legendary singer, legendary gospel singer, Ron Cannoli. And we've got Mary Lucy as well here with us. And we are just having a real girlfriend moment, just talking to the girls and really getting into leadership, empowerment, really getting our women that are listening, especially the women. Glad to know that the guys are on board. I want to say a big shout out to Frank Griffith out there, who is also on board. Thank you, Frank, and Donna Greenidge and Vern Trotman. All of you who are listening, thanks for hanging in there with us. Just before the break, we were talking about just this whole learned behavior. And Mary Lucy, you were coming in with kind of a little different way of looking at it.
Yeah,
tell us your idea of that.
Well, if you look for the core of what leadership is all about, it's influencing people.
That's right.
And as you were saying earlier, we are never going to be finished with getting it right throughout our whole life. So there's no point waiting until we're perfect to get starting influencing people.
Yes.
So my entry point is, who can I influence? I'm a mother, so obviously I will influence my children.
Yeah.
I've got friends, I've got neighbors, I've got a family. Where can I start influencing and for what purpose? So it's like the purpose is very important because I don't care about, let's say, influencing them in the fashion world. That's not my field.
Right.
But you have to find what God puts on your heart for you to go and influence other people. And then test yourself, influencing a little number of people. Like I was mentioning, let's say if our family is spread all over Canada, from Vancouver to Toronto, Montreal, what do we do together to get the family together? So the purpose is getting the family together. The second thing is the strategy, the timing, and then getting people on board, influencing them to say, yes, I can do that.
Right.
I can buy that ticket, or I can put money aside for 6 months. So how do you influence people? And when you succeed, you say,
wow,
I'm empowered.
Right, absolutely.
I've empowered myself. But naturally, you cannot do that out of an empty heart. It's really by God's grace that you are empowered. Because He gives us an assignment. For us, like immediately, everybody can identify with, you have to touch your family.
Yes.
If you have broken relationship, you've got an issue there.
Absolutely.
You can take an initiative there. If you have friends who are isolated, or even what you do online, touching the life of people.
That's what.
And I heard there's somebody from Ottawa.
Yes. Patrick Snare is right there from Ottawa.
Patrick, I went to University of Ottawa, so
okay.
They are. How do we reach people who are on the fringe?
Yes.
And God will give us either the idea, the person to share an idea with, or the circumstances that you could not imagine. Can you imagine? I went to University of Ottawa and I finished 12 years in China right now. Who would have thought?
You're right.
Who would have thought?
Exactly.
But God opened the door, and as long as you're willing to step forward, and that's another thing, is don't wait until people tell you to do things. Do it yourself.
That's a really good thought, because I wanted to ask you, first of all, when God tells you to do something, like most of us are like petrified, like, oh my God, because whenever He tells you to do something, it is far outside the scope of what you can naturally conceive to do.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
So something that I have learned in my journey is that expect to be like, oh my goodness, I can't do it.
Right.
Right?
Right. Stretch.
Yeah, you begin to think, no way, you're going to ask me to do that. But here is the thing. Having that anxiety, fear.
Yes.
Right? It has a purpose, and God put it in us.
Yes.
From the moment we came into this world. The thing is that we have been conditioned to take that thing that He has put to serve us and turn it around into something it was not meant to be.
That's right.
Fear is meant to be a yellow light saying, proceed forward with caution, because where you're about to get into, you've never been before. So move forward with caution. Right? And once we are going through that time, right, of saying, so for example, if you were to begin a business and you needed $10,000 dollars to begin it, and you don't have it, now we need to look at what is the fact there. The fact is you don't have.
That's it.
The 10,000.
In the hand, right.
The truth is that that doesn't have to be a fact 6 months down the line.
Exactly.
Right?
Totally.
Because
totally there with you.
facts change.
Yes.
Truth doesn't.
That's right.
So use...
Ooh, let's say that again. Facts change, truth doesn't. Oh, that's good.
Facts
that's
change,
good.
truth doesn't. So embrace it. When it's there, just say, yes, I know you're here to serve me. And begin to have a productive dialogue and say, I know you're here to serve me. What do I need to know?
Ah, so you speak to the situation.
You speak to the emotion of fear.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And you say, what are you here to show me about myself? So it might be you've never done this before.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And be like, yes, that is the fact. I've never done it before. That doesn't have to be the truth 6 months down the line or 12 months down the line.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And then ask, what else? What else? Until it's all done. And when it is done, you say, your work here is done. Move on.
Right. Because there's always another level.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Because you start out and you're like petrified. Like I know a lot of the girlfriends are petrified right now and thinking, oh my God, I want to start a business. I want to do something. And I don't know how to do it. I don't have enough money. I don't have the spot. I don't know where to put it. And then all of a sudden you get to the next level.
But I would add to what Diana says is that if God puts it on your heart to do it, you're going to be the most unhappy person if you don't do it.
Oh, yes.
Because it's still in the back of your head, and you feel, A, I'm coward.
Yes.
B, I'm not succeeding.
Right.
And how little is your faith?
Yes.
You know, if you cannot do it, it's because you're putting fear into yourself. And there's a passage in the Bible that says, if you cannot run with like what you have now, what when you're gonna meet with the horses? You know, you're gonna crash. So it's a matter of faith, having a strong faith life, so that we know what God is telling us, and then if we are faced with obstacle, just asking the Lord, either bring a person in my life, or a comment in my life, or a book in my life that will break that barrier, so that I can go to the next level.
Gotcha.
Because you know, the money is a real problem, and you cannot just kind of, you know, make $10,000 appear, but you can meet the right person, discuss, get a partner, get creative ideas in order to create something.
To create it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and we're going to talk. I know you're itching to tell me something. I see it on your face. I've got my friend Diana Canoli. We're coming back.
Sister, best friend or wife, the message is still the same. A girlfriend get a life, oh, girlfriend get a life.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Clear roads and clean up debris from surrounding areas.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. All the girlfriends getting the life, going up, empowering us to do better and go to the next step. And of course, I told you, I warned you. I had some good girlfriends here with me tonight. And you were going to give me a quote that you really
I was going to follow on from what Marie Lucy had just shared. There's a quote from the Gospel of Thomas that says, if you bring forth what is within you, what is within you will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what is within you will absolutely damage you. And so when you were talking about when you know that you need to do something and you don't do it,
it damages you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so really that absolutely helped me. So now what I do is, if I get to be, told that I need to do something, or I know that I'm meant to do it, the only thing I say is, why not me? Because there are other people doing it.
That's
so
right.
Why not me?
Why not me?
And I
love that. Why not me?
Why not me?
You don't want to stay half-baked.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? I want to do it. Yeah. Because I think a lot of the girlfriends are watching and they're saying, well, I know I can do it. If so-and-so could do it, surely I could do it. Why not me?
Absolutely.
So what's preventing me from doing? What's preventing me from taking my beauty salon to the next?
I would say sometimes women, when we start desiring to do something, we're a little bit afraid to share it with somebody.
So true.
So
we should be though.
Yeah. We should be bold enough to share and say, listen, this is my idea. Yeah. If you want to participate with me, I'd be more than happy. Right. Or if you want, I need your advice.
Right, with the right people.
Yeah, with the right people.
Not the haters.
No, we don't need those in our lives.
I would say they're there to serve a purpose.
Everybody
is there to serve a purpose.
They do.
I think as a woman, I can say that sometimes I have not known how to really communicate what I'm supposed to do. And that is something that is learned, right? That is something that is learned, because sometimes, for example, when we are sharing it with men, men will be like, so how long is this going to take?
And how much money?
Right.
And how long you expect to take to raise this money? Right. And all the details. Right. Yeah. You're like,
have you got a 5-year plan?
Then what we do is that we just go into ourselves and say, maybe it's not for us.
Not, yes.
But what about if we began to say, you know what, you raised some great points.
Yes.
Give me a couple of weeks and let's have this conversation again. That changes the whole dynamic, because we have to look for ways to gain our power too.
Yes.
Yes,
absolutely.
We have to look for those ways. And so as this idea for a day of leadership came about,
right,
I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice to just have a one day, right, where leaders can come and begin to peel back the layers on what they're going through.
Because there's so many of those leaders here right now.
Right.
All throughout the Caribbean. As it happens, the leadership, the Day of Leadership is right here in Barbados, but it's going to come to Grenada, it's going to come to Antigua, St. Vincent, Trinidad,
Amen.
all of these places, okay? Right now we're starting in Barbados.
Absolutely.
But you've got so many leaders right here at this moment, especially the women who are watching right now. They're like, oh my God, that is me. I know I'm a leader.
Right.
It's just that I haven't had anyone to really encourage me.
Right. And so with the John Maxwell team, we take the word lead and we say, what are you learning? What are you experiencing? How are you applying what you're learning and experiencing, and who are you developing?
That's
so
good.
lead.
Yes.
Right? Please.
The idea of leading is, nobody has defined it very well. But again, John Maxwell picked up from J. Oswald Sanders, and he said, leadership is influence.
Nothing more,
nothing less. So then all of us women, we can say, who am I influencing?
Right.
And we know that we influence people. Therefore, pick up the word influence from that, and you say, yes, I am able to influence. Even if it's my girlfriend who wants to buy a big car and it's too big for her budget, you talk to her and she buys a more reasonable car. You influenced her.
Correct.
So once you connect the word influence with leadership, you know you've got leadership inside of you.
You know, that's amazing, because I never understood the word influence until I got to Charleston, South Carolina. And the man of God there, started to teach on influence. And I really, really got a much better grasp of what I was supposed to do in the world when I understood the word influence. It's something that is such a precious commodity that you don't take it for granted.
That's good.
You know, the word influence, because your influential sphere is very, very important.
It is.
Yes. Yeah.
It is. And we can develop it. And naturally, we have to check our heart because it's for the good of other people.
Right.
I don't, if I do that, or if my friends tell me, you're doing that just to give yourself profile, then I'm selfish.
Yeah.
I'm not serving anybody. I'm serving my own purpose. But if I can influence, because I had a girlfriend in China, she had her grandparents in China, and she said she felt so sorry because they had a cell phone, but they didn't know what to do with the cell phone.
Wow.
They didn't know how to receive pictures, how to take pictures, how to send pictures. And so we discussed leadership. It came in the context of leadership. And she thought, she and another colleague would go to the city where her grandparents live, and her grandparents would get all the other grandparents together, and they would teach them, let's say 4 hours, 2 hours, whatever, in the morning, and then she would visit with her grandparents. That's leadership.
Wow.
It was a small problem, but this lady, she's a logistic lady. She deals with, systems, so she doesn't deal with people. She's shy. And all of a sudden, she saw the need.
Right.
She had the heart to do it. She got a techie to help her, a lady techie to help her, and then they serve their grandparents or the older community. That's so simple. You go from that to the next level, to the next level, and then...
And so that is so key, because we need to begin to look at ourselves and really ask, whose problem am I solving?
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
we now need to bring our brands of beliefs that we have and say, whose problem am I solving, and how can I begin to provide the solutions to the things that we're complaining about?
Correct. Absolutely. And that's one of the areas that I want to continue to talk about, because now we get into a mode of not just, okay, I just want to make money, which everybody wants to make money, but by assigning something like that, which is so powerful, whose problem am I solving? What sphere am I influencing?
Yes.
All of these problem-solving areas. Then you develop such a purpose along with the money that's coming in.
That's right.
And that's what I think that where we get to, because a lot of women want to do something positive. They want to help in their communities. They want to be a positive change, but they're not so sure how it's going to happen. So we're going to come back in just a moment, and we're going to be able to tell you how to go to the next level in changing your community right after this. Coming right back.
That's good. We're moving along.
Message is still the same. Girlfriend, get alive. Oh, girlfriend, get alive.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. After a hurricane, get medical attention for injured persons as soon as it's safe to do so.
In Northern California, neighbors report a dog is trapped in a nearby concrete wash. The animal appears calm, but is unable to find a way out.
Somehow she got into the canal. They get into the canals. The canals are lined with algae.
And now will they be able to coordinate their efforts?
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Before the hurricane, protect your windows. Permanent shutters are the best protection. A low-cost approach is to put up plywood panels.
Sister, best friend, know why. The message is still the same. Girlfriend, get alive. Oh, girlfriend, get alive.
Well, welcome back to the Carita Dee TV show. So glad to have you back in the house. I want to say a big shout out to all my folks who are out there. Shelly Love from Barbados, glad to have you on board with me. And of course, you know, I've got my girlfriends in the house with us tonight. I've got Diana Cannoli. She's here. She is the wife of the legendary gospel singer Ron Cannoli. And we've got Mary Lucy in with us as well. And these folks actually are in Barbados this weekend. They're going to be here on Saturday. Make sure you write this down, because we're going to be giving you some information so that you can be, you can meet them. You can actually go meet them. They're highly anointed women who can really share some things that can get you to the next level. Sometimes we need somebody to get us to the next level. We need some help. I believe in getting help. That's why I do what I do, because so that they can come and get help. That's right. So sometimes I have to go get help from someone, you know. So you guys are actually going to be here on Saturday. And you're going to be in Rockdundo at the Mount Zion Missions, right in that area.
With Apostle Lucille Beard.
Apostle Lucille Beard, right down there. And some of the other guys that are going to be there, Patrick Tannis, he's going to be down there as well.
He's going to be there. We come together because we're executive directors with the John Maxwell team.
That's correct.
And so
and who doesn't know of John Maxwell, by the way?
I mean, amazing, you know, John Maxwell.
I mean, people have no idea. An incredible man of God. First of all, understands this module so well. I mean, just works the module. You see, I wanted to just say, and you guys brought up something just a little while ago, and I'm going to ask a question on this. When you learn a module, it takes discipline to work it.
Oh, totally. Totally. But, you know, that plus the thought of what we were discussing before is that once you get into leadership, you don't want to stop, because you prove it to yourself in the area of your hobby, let's say, or the area of your volunteering life, like my friend helping your grandparents. That's for the sake of being pleasant to your grandparents. But the fact is that it changes her.
Yes.
And she's still in logistics.
That's right.
But the person that she was has changed, because she stepped up in leadership. She proved to herself that she could do it, that she could rally the people. She gave her time. She volunteered. She gave her time, probably gave some of her money as well, maybe some equipment or whatever. And she proved something to herself that she took to her workplace.
Right.
Her workplace did not change.
That's right.
She changed.
That's it.
And then it's not, I remember other friends saying, the job is crushing me. Well, if you let the job crush you, that's because you're not able to step over the job, because you don't have that sense that you are influencing somebody, and you can influence your colleagues, you can influence your boss, you can influence, as you say, every day you can change your behavior, change your attitude, and all this is influencing other people. It changes you. You influence more, you change more.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you yourself coming into the John Maxwell organization and going around and doing these incredible conferences and breakfasts and that sort of thing. By the way, it's going to be a breakfast that morning as well, right?
It's breakfast,
because we love to eat.
Lunch is included.
Oh, great. Lunch is included as well. So make sure that you call. I think there's a number. I put the number right here that you can call, and I've got the number right here. So as all of you make sure that you call. There it is. Let's see some more. Let's see. I've got the number. Okay, I'm going to find it. It's 432-6479. 432-6479 is the number you can call, and they will tell you how you can come and get your ticket. But in the meantime, when you came into this whole concept of doing things differently, how did your the people around you, how did you get them on board?
That is
meaning Mr. Ron.
Right. So you have mentioned his name quite a lot.
Yes.
And so one of the things that God had to deal with me was he asked me, when are you going to begin doing what I have called you to do? And I was thinking to myself, say what? Yeah. But it was really me getting to know what God has put in me that needs to show up in the world and not living in anybody's shadow.
Right.
Because we really need to get away from that.
Yes.
God has not called you to live in anybody's limelight or anything like that. there is a light within you that needs to shine
and
forth.
you have to be your authentic self.
Yes.
I get people who say, well, don't do this and don't put in your hands like, and I said, look, this is me. I have to live authentically me.
Yeah, and so it was very clear for me to join the John Maxwell team.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
And I didn't know what I was getting into, but I can tell you it has changed me so much that I'm a completely different person today than I was when I first joined 3 years ago.
What would you say is the one thing that has, if you could just narrow it down to one thing, what would you say is the one thing that you could see clearly that you changed from that point to this point?
So, having a personal growth plan.
Oh, good. I like that.
Because there is nothing of significance you will ever do.
Everything must be measured.
Everything must be measured. Your time has got to be measured. You have to know what is your per minute value. Okay?
Good.
Because everybody has a per minute value.
Ouch.
And you need to figure out what yours is. So whatever you're making right now is a true reflection of what you think your value is.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And so that gets you in reality very quickly.
Very quickly. Very quickly.
And I chose to take the path of the Maxwell method of leadership because that just pulled me in, right? And really getting to learn a lot more about myself and the humility. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Recognizing that, to begin with, let's talk about Joshua. Joshua served Moses.
Yes.
But he didn't just do that. Joshua also watched Moses.
Ah, that's good.
He observed Moses' relationship with the Father.
Yes.
He observed Moses going up the mountain.
Yes.
He observed Moses being caught off guard by the people.
Yes.
He observed Moses being upset and saying or doing something that caused him not to go into the promised land. I just came back. We just had our John Maxwell week-long event. And just listening to our mentors and to John Maxwell himself, I realized something from that. Just because God is using you doesn't mean he needs you.
Oh, stop. Oh my God, that just hit me like a bolt of lightning. Woo, say that again because I don't think everybody just heard it. Say that again for me.
So,
say that again. Say it again.
Just because God is using you doesn't mean he needs you. Because remember, God used Moses mightily.
Mightily.
From the moment he was born, God used him mightily.
Right.
Putting him in that basket of reeds.
That's
you
right.
know.
Exactly.
And he did not get taken away.
Exactly.
Because
reeds. We're going to come back.
Okay.
We're going to come back. We're going to come
sure.
back. That's exciting. Coming right back in just a moment.
Sister, best friend or wife, the message is still the same. A girlfriend, get alive. Oh, girlfriend, get alive.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Develop an emergency communications plan. Make sure all family members know what to do, especially children.
Mini challenge, Domino Dash. Create a domino racetrack that will use the most dominoes and take the longest amount of time to run. The winning team gets a sneak peek at the other team's invention during the Invent Off Challenge. Good luck. Oh, that is so cool. See you at the mini challenge. Bye. Bye. Good luck.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Before, during, and after hurricane hits, keep working phone lines free for important calls.
Sister, best friend or wife,
Well, welcome back to the Carita Dee TV show. So glad to have you back in the house. And of course, it's great to be coming from the Caribbean and providing you the kind of show that really will empower your life. And I want to say big ups to Sugar Apple Brown. I'm digging that name. I am so liking that name on Facebook, Sugar Apple, because we have a fruit here called the sugar apple. So that's why I like it so much. Hey, listen, you were talking just now. You said something that really, really resonated with me, and I just want to say it again. Just because
God is using me
doesn't mean he needs me. Hello. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. You know? Yeah.
And so we're looking for those who are called to leadership, because not everybody is.
That's right.
Leadership is truly the most significant work you can ever do in this world.
Yes.
And so we're looking for you to empower your teams.
That's good.
So that they can go and have a much greater impact in the world out there.
Right, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And so we want to peel back those layers and talk about things like priorities, personal growth, servant leadership, which is the heart of leadership, discipline, which is the price tag of leadership. We want to peel back those layers and say, where are you in this? And then what do you need to move forward?
Right.
You know, another thing, one of the things that I love about being in the John Maxwell network, not only is he excellent, his material is excellent, and it covers every facet of life.
Right there on the side of my bed that I go to every night. I have one of his books.
It's amazing, but it also enables the person who doesn't know that they are a leader themselves, that they have no environment in which they are encouraged to be a leader, they are guided to be a leader. It gives us the environment to hear each other. That's how I met Diana. Like we just met arriving here in Barbados, but we've been on Facebook. We've been on Facebook. That's how I met Patrick. It's because of that leadership network of people who want to go to the next level, want to serve each other, want to be disciplined. And then we realize that we're not the only one who sometimes we try to read our Bible, we try to be on a diet, whatever, it always fails. We're not the only one, but there's a group of people that keep on trying until we get better at it. So it's very encouraging. Then you hear different stories and you say, well, I could do that. I did this much,
at
then
least
I could
on this
that
scale.
much. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of the women who, especially who are watching, when they see yourself, you know, they may think, oh my God, she's walking Noli's white. She looks so cute.
Oh, I need to tell my testimony, right? But you had asked me, it was when I announced that this is what I was going to do.
Yes.
When I made the wonderful announcement. And I want to say this for those out there who don't get the support that you expect.
Correct.
Right? I want to say this to you, the responsibility is on you.
Yes.
It is you that has to fulfill your assignment.
Because I imagine that because of the vastness of your husband's career and his ministry, and that can be all encompassing in your family. You know, it would be overwhelming. It would be that his needs are first. You know, always
there was that,
and so you're going to get a little pushback.
Oh, a lot of pushback.
Just try to be nice.
Yes. I get a little pushback. Yes, let's go.
And you're going to get some pushback because now it's going to break up some fallow ground. It's going to, change the dynamic of some things. So you kind of got to navigate through some waters.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of women understand that. They realize that if I make changes, now I'm going to get some pushback.
But here's what I know for sure. God is going to sustain you.
Yes.
Absolutely for sure.
Yes.
Because I can tell you that the last 3 years have been the best years of my life.
Oh, wonderful.
I would never trade any pain that I've gone through, any heartache, any positive joys that I have gone through to take back this path that I'm on.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about you now when we come back, about you getting to the next level. We're gonna talk about that when we come back right after this. It's the Carita Dee TV show, by the way.
sister, best friend or wife. The message is still the same. A girlfriend, get a life. Oh, girlfriend, get a life.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. After a hurricane, get medical attention for injured persons as soon as it's safe to do so.
Sister, best friend or wife. The message is still the same. A girlfriend, get a life. Oh, girlfriend, get a life.
Well, you're back with me, Carita Dee. So glad to have you back in the house. And I know some of you, especially the ladies, you're thinking those things are rolling through your mind. And you're saying, yeah, I'm a leader. I know I am. But I haven't had a chance to go about and do what I really feel that I should be doing. And maybe you've been a little fearful. You didn't know what you were going to do. Let me ask you, if you could just put in one sentence very quickly, or one word, something that would encourage the women who are watching right now. Just say something to them to tell them to come on out, to get over whatever they're going through. Maybe whatever you can come up with, something that you can come up with that you could say, just one thing. What would you tell them?
There's a proverb, look it up. It says, the righteous will be bold as a lion.
That's good. I like that.
I mean,
I like that.
It's clear.
Yes, that's
bold.
Good. Be bold.
Be bold.
Yeah, what about you, Diana?
And I would say, develop the leader within you, because we need you. We're not moving forward without women. And we're also thankful for the men that are supportive. And so let us begin to talk about those men that really come alongside us.
Yes.
And help us move forward.
Yes. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be intimidated.
Absolutely. And it is your responsibility to bring forth what is within you. And we need you. We need you. We need to see it. And we're here for you.
Wow, wow. Did you guys hear that? I mean, it's so amazing to have you guys here with us. Sharing this, and of course you guys are going to be here on Saturday. Saturday morning you're going to be at Mount Zion Missions Church in St. James, and Apostle Lucille Beard down there. And the number you can call is 432-6479, 432-6479. That's the number you can call for your tickets. Make sure you call so you can get your tickets and join us. I just got invited. You didn't know that in the break. I just got invited, so it means I'll be there.
Oh, and when you come, we're giving away a $50 voucher for the main conference that we're launching in January.
Oh, nice, nice.
So,
okay, in January?
Yes.
Wow.
In January, we're coming back to
back?
the full-on conference.
Oh, nice.
What we're doing this weekend is we want you to get to see what that's going to look
it's all
like.
about.
Yes.
So now this is a great time for you to come on in.
Yes, we're giving you an appetizer.
Yeah, appetizer. Oh, yes, I like appetizer.
Yes.
Well, I just want to thank y'all so very much.
Thank you for
Mary
having
Lucy.
us. Oh, my.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking right after the show.
You.
Glad to have all of you guys in here with us tonight. We're going to be coming back tomorrow night, but in the meantime, make sure you're there on Saturday. I'm Carita Dee, telling you, girlfriends, get a life.
Mother, sister, best friend or wife. The message is still the same. A girl